Okay, welcome. I'm a little bit excited, but I hope it will go down a little bit later. Open City, when I heard first time I go to internet and saw it was a computer game. It was a computer game to create cities with houses, with parks, with streets, with intercultural community centers and so on. And so it's good for us. Okay, then I saw Open City, and with a big O and a big C, and the rest was penalty. Okay, and I think about penalty. Yes, it is something like the 11-meter point in a football game. So I think. Penalty is a bad street word for penalty, for the 11-meter. And I think the intercultural community centers is such a penalty for open cities. Yeah, so use it. And the 11-meter is half a goal. Okay, so that was, yeah, this is the UFA Fabrik. So it exists like it was built 1920, and it was a film factory. So this is my laser pointer today. Here's the old cinema. Here was the acid house. Here was a big well, 70 meters deep. Here was the treasure of the German film. Here was the canteen, and here's some handicrafts for optical and acoustical instruments and so on. And when the wall was built in '61, they cannot work together with Babelsberg. Babelsberg was the film factory, the real halls, where Marlene Dietrich, Heinz Rühmann and so on create their films. And this was in the east part after '61, and we here were in the west part. So they couldn't work together any longer, and this became a ruin. Like many things in your city also here in Croatia. Okay, then what happened? In 60s in Berlin, it was a very nice time, 68, many revolutions, many people from West Germany came to Berlin, because when you live in Berlin, you need not to go to the army. So many young people, young men go to Berlin and started their new life. And they found together in groups and looked for rooms and occupied rooms because they were empty. And such a group was the UFA Fabrik. In this time it was called the Factory of Culture, Sports and Handicraft. And they have had a house in the Kurfürstenstraße in the city. And they organized a festival in '78. And it was a nice festival. They invited all the freaks from Germany to come there and to show what they have developed. So perhaps there were people who worked with the theme of food, yeah? Separation food, vegetarians. In that time, 78, nobody knows this. What is a vegetarian? Don't know. Yeah. And so they discussed how to cut an onion in this way or in this way, and in which way is the most biological energy inside. Yeah? So it was very funny. And the next was meditation, Chinese medicine, and all these stuff. And 78, the people said, and the people were saying, what are they doing? What do they smoke? And so. And the third part was a part of my part. It was a part of technology, and I don't need. And so the people showed their different kinds of windmills or different kinds of. One story is very nice. They built up a cabin on a mountain, and they take a shower there. And there's no electricity, no fire. How do they do that? A shower. and it's hot. It was the first solar shower, for example, something like this. So they have had 6 months. They have the 6 weeks. They have the festival, and after the festival, they have to clean everything. So they were very sad because they were together, a community, intercultural, with ecological things in the background. And so they were sad. Oh, what shall we do now? It was so fantastic. So many synergies, so many music, so many parties and so on. And now what shall we do? And one has a good idea. Let's live that. Let's live that. Yeah, what we have done 6 weeks, we can do 6 months, 6 years. And then they started to look a place and found this. And it was, oops, yeah, sorry. And so they were, here is a river, and they drive with a bicycle by the river and say, oh, what's that? And go over the border and looks, oh, here an old cinema, here we can eat all together, here I can make my bicycles and so on. Here my theater, here my animals and so on. And then they started to occupy this area. 1 week later, 70 people were there. And it was funny because they organized a demonstration in Kreuzberg in the city. So all the policemen or the politicians look there. Yeah? And they go here with 70 people occupied this and nobody knows. So that was the beginning. And as I heard this morning, a good trick, we have done it at that time also, because we wanted to have a contract with the government, with the governor. And the governor said, no, I'm a governor. You're illegal. Yeah, you occupied this area. And I cannot do a contract with illegal people. So, okay, we said, okay, we want to have a date next week. And then we discuss again. And then a day before, we asked the regional TV to come and to show in the news at 7:30 that all the people were going out of this place. So the only argument, you occupy this, we cannot do a contract, was away. And the next day we got a contract. So easy. Okay. So we got this place. It's only a process for 1 year after 1 year after 1 year after 1 year. So we cannot invest nothing because no bank gives you money if you have only sure 1 year. Yeah? So yeah, we tried to live there, to look what's here inside, and I can test the social things, the culture things, the ecological things, the technical things. And so it grows a little bit the first 7 years without any money from the government, with many actions, many parties and so on. We started with a circus, some juggle, some make acrobatic and so on. And after that time, we got a contract for many years. Okay, but what I want to say is, we have had here the intercultural community centers. I think the most or the biggest challenge you have is to serve the theme of economic and ecologic things. And I can show you some parts of this. I want to show you some parts of this, how you can do economical parts by using ecological things. And, oh yeah, I want to, this is one big part, I think. Oops. Here. We found out that a center like UFA Fabrik only can exist when you have a good definition of your sustainability. And we found out that you have the sustainability like a column. Yeah? You have 4 columns, and on top is the sustainability. And the 4 columns are ecology, culture, economy, and community, the social part. And if one is not calibrated, and yes, the sustainability goes down when one part is not calibrated. And this is, I think, the secret of UFA Fabrik. We now exist 37 years. And as I said, for Intercultural Center, it's very important to see the economical and the ecological part. Why the ecological part? This is some of the points of the ecological part in UFA Fabrik: solar energy, heating system, insulation, compost, and so on. And we go very fast through it because it's not your theme. Renewable materials, wood, clay, and straw bales, very interesting, very good. We will hear later a little bit more of flax, sheep wool, paper recycling material. Solar energy is also very, very important. We have about 750 square meters, produce about 60,000 kVH, and have a benefit about 20,000 euros a year out of this. And we have it now 20 years. So, and but we do something with that. It's not only a money-making machine, it's also a science field. Here we have different science with the shadow, theme of shadow. Here we make some projects with moving systems. We got 28% more efficiency by moving the solar panels and so on. Then we have a cogeneration system, so a motor runs a generator, the motor produces heat, the generator electricity, and we save about 7 million euros a year with that. Here is the stabilization for the electricity. We don't run with 230 volts in UFA Fabrik, we only run with 270 volts and get 5,000 euros a year by investing about 15,000. So composting, also very interesting. I want always to install cycles, so the waste of one project feeds the other project. Yeah. And so all the restaurant waste and so on, private waste, come here and produce good earth for the plants and so on. It's, do you know the system? It's called Rottetrommel. I don't know in Croatian. In a normal compost, you put all the organic waste, and after a year, it's finished. And the system is, there are microorganisms, they need oxygen and heat. In the middle is heat, outside is oxygen. So sometimes it goes down and, yeah. And in this tube, you put the organic material inside, turn it every day 1 round, and so the microorganisms get hot and oxygen, hot, oxygen, hot, hot. So it's perfect, and so the compost is finished after 3 months. Okay, rainwater using is also a very big challenge in UFA Fabrik. We save about 2 million liters of drinking water by using rainwater for the toilets and so on. We have about 200,000 visitors a year, so they go to the toilet and use drinking water. It's crazy, because without eating something, you can exist 2 months, no problem. But without water, 1 week. And we put the water in our toilets. It's a little bit crazy. Nobody would do it with French wine or German beer or something. Okay, so also here, 8,000 euros, because the water in Berlin is very expensive. So here's some interesting points in Berlin. For example, here's the Arena. It's an old station for public transport, a bus station where they repaired the buses. Nowadays, it's a culture center, intercultural community. Here they live in that house, and here's a big, big hall you see here for, I think, 7,500 people. And yeah, okay, here's an old post station where the train go in, get the post and go to West Germany at that time. And also here are discotheques and exhibition halls and so on. And there we worked with our projects. For example, here is an old power plant in Berlin. They produced all the electricity for the center of Berlin. Nowadays it's an exhibition hall and a party hall, and it's 24 meters high. And so the question was, Werner, how to heat it up? Yeah, we have an exhibition next month. And when you do it with air, with hot air, you get poor. Yeah? You have to put a pipeline in with gas or so, or oil. And we put here this, how it's called in, it's a tube, it's a metal tube, and we shoot a gas flame in. The tube heat up and radiate heat. It's the same when you are in the mountains. It's winter, ice, snow, everything around you. And you are sitting in a wind-still corner and naked in the sun. Huh? Okay, so you feel warm because of the radiation of the sun. And surrounding is 5 degrees or something like this. But you are naked. Test it. And here, not that you have to be naked in your culture centers, no, but you need not to heat up all this volume. You only have 15 degrees inside, maximum. But the radiation let you feel 21 degrees, not problem. And so we saved about 60% of heating energy there. And also in the Arena I showed you before, the bus station, and in the Postbahnhof, I did this heating system. Very successful. So that was the vision in the early 80s, to make the city not like this, so to make the city green. And not only to look, and not only to feel comfortable in the nature, but there's another big thing I want to tell you. This, you see, this before on the right side, and this after. And here, before, the people who live down under in summer have 35 degrees in their flats. And here, they have 28, 30 maximum. So without doing nothing, without using electricity or so, you lower the temperature inside. And how does it function? Here you see also a green roof in UFA on the left side, and on the right side, the green facade in the university in Adlershof. What's about that? Yeah, why do they do that? Oops. Wow. Whoops. This is the Potsdamer Platz, a very important place in Berlin. Some years ago, 63, and this is nowadays the Potsdamer Platz. Oh, what does he mean? Here we see what Potsdamer Platz is. Daimler Chrysler has the order not to bring the rainwater in the official canalization. It was a force from the government. So they were looking, how can we manage all the rainwater with all these big roofs we have? And then they looked at UFA Fabrik. What are you doing? You have green roofs, and what else? Rainwater using. And so, what did they done? What have they done? They put green roofs all over their buildings, 0.5 meter, so they can store 70% of the rainwater in the green roof. And this 70% don't flow out. What's happened with that, I will tell you later. And here is a big lake. So the rest they put in the big lake. And they put the rainwater, the 30% goes down here in the cellar, 5th or 7th cellar, to store the rainwater. And they only, I think 2% they were allowed to bring to the official canalization. So it's because of the green roof. Crazy. So what else? When you see the sun is radiating to the city, you have two parts, a latent heat and the sensitive heat. The sensitive heat is, it's hot today, sensitive, yes? So, and when you don't do nothing, when you don't have green, it's this way. So many sensitive heat, 35 degrees, hot today, yeah? Darling, yeah? So what on the green roof happens is that the water which is stored in the green roof evaporate. And to evaporate water, you know it from home, at the kitchen, you have to put on your oven, power, electricity to it, and then it evaporates. For 10 liters, only the phase change from liquid to gas, you need about 7 kVh energy. And that is what the green do. The green take all the energy from the surrounding to evaporate water. So the surrounding cool down. Yes, and that is why they only have 28 degrees, not 35 degrees in their flat. And this energy is very, very important. This is the energy which is in this physical process from liquid to gas. And it's bonded. So we lower the sensitive heat. And you see it by the UFA. Here's a tar roof, here's a green roof. In the daytime, the tar roof is very hot, and in the nighttime, it's cold. The green roof in the daytime is cool, and in the night, it's warm, relative. Yeah? So all these things on a tar roof, hot, yeah, it's going down by green roof. Day and night is very low. So the material holds longer, because they don't have these amplitudes. And for you, it's also very comfortable without paying money for maintenance or something like this. And this is the flow out of rainwater, short. This is a normal roof, it flow out, and the streets are full of water and so on. And here this green is from a green roof. So most of the big peaks are stored in the green roof and don't come to the streets. Okay, these are to the same place, different years. So wet, a very dry year, only the sedum exists, and a wet year, only the grass exists. And here is a very nice circle. When I started to build this solar field, all the communates said, Werner, you're an asshole, an eco-asshole. You destroy our green roof with your fucking solar panels. But I succeeded last. And we measured that the evaporation of the green roof cool the panels down, and the panels produce more electricity. It's only 2%, but and on the other hand, down under the panels are more different plants, because the place is not so extreme. With the sun, it's a little bit shadow and so on. Yeah, it's also very nice. So this greening is also in Adlershof, is also for cooling down the distance between the wall or the glass here and the plants. Yeah? And so inside, in summer it's cool, and in winter the plants lose their leaves, and the sun can come in and can heat it up. So much colder in summer and much warmer in winter. So greening is a very special thing. Very short, only to get a picture. The orange cube is the energy that comes from the sun to our planet. Yeah, and this is the resources. These are the resources we have to heat it up, to fire it up. And this is what we use in a year. So you can imagine 30 up to 40 years, it's enough. Yeah? From this we can use. So no problem. It's not in our life. No. What else? In this picture you also can imagine, when there's so much energy from the sun, why isn't it 100 degrees here? Why it only is 20 degrees? There must be something else. And this is that. That blue tube is that what the plants evaporate, what the plants take away, sensitive heat take away and put into the phase change from liquid to gas, as I told you. It's 80% of that. So, and what the industry or the government or who else tell us, we have to manipulate this. We have to save energy. This is very, very good and very true. No doubt about it. Yeah? It's very true. We have to do that. But they say also, this is the point of climate change. It's CO2. It's here. We have to do it. Yeah? Reduce CO2. But what is really CO2, you need a new handy, you need a new refrigerator, you need a new car, and. So it's an argument to bring up industrial products, but it's not an argument for climate change, for global heating. Global heating is what we do. Here, this 80%, we destroy every day, 350 square kilometers, we destroy the rainforests. 150 square kilometers, the cities are growing. 300 square kilometers, the deserts are growing. Yeah, and this, for me, is the point why the climate goes up, climate warming. Okay, one example. 1 square meter of green roof evaporate about 10 liters of water a day. So that's 7 kVh energy, 1 square meter. And when you measure 350 square kilometers every day and calculate this by the 7 kVh, there's amount of energy that is more than all atomic devices in Germany could produce in a day. And that we destroy every day. And so I can't believe in this. Okay. Plant trees. This is the old way to build houses, to get a quarry, to destroy the nature. And this is my modern new way to build houses. So when you use the nature, renewable energy, we did it in 2010. We made a big festival and invited all freaks from Europe to come to Berlin and to show what they have in straw bales. And we have the wish to make Berlin out of straw. We couldn't. So we worked out many things with straw bales. You know that. Dražen can show you near Zagreb some projects with straw bales. We did it with young people, with students, and so on. And why do we do that? This is the energy you need to produce insulation materials. Yeah? For example, here more than 100 kVH per square meter, and in the straw you need 3 kVH to produce it. And the most is the wire who is around the straw bale to hold it together. And here's the heat capacity, and you see the old materials are about 20, and the straw bale is more than 100 kilojoule per square meter. So straw is the stone of the future. Good. This is the first house we did with some students. Most of them never had a machine in their hand, but it's a nice one. They got it. And this is one in Santiago, in Galician. You know the way, the holy way to Santiago Compostela, the concha. And I got the idea to build a house there in form of a concha, open concha. And this is our partner in Galicia. So that's what it was. Perhaps some addresses, because I don't spoke much about our neighborhood center. We can do it afterwards with clever questions from Dražen. This was last month. It was a worldwide project, and we discussed 4 days intensively with partners from all over the world, with the theme refugees and how they live, how we live together with them, what is about integration, or what's inclusion, yeah, and this. And then this is in the social part. This is more in the intercultural community theme. It's the Trans-Europe Halls. It's the network of culture center in Europe. I brought some with me, and it's laying at the window outside in the floor. This was a very nice project with culture centers in Europe, and we discussed about financing, about governance, about food, and so on. And the last one was the project you saw, the Concha, we did with many partners in Europe, and to get some ideas of their needs and of the possibilities to give them the experience we have done in Berlin, or how we have to change it because of the different climate, for example. that's what it is. Do you have questions?